guys, today's video is sponsored by the OneFootball app. If you haven't done it already, head down to the description before this video starts, click the link and download it completely free of charge on iOS or Android. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Charlton Athletic Career Mode. Today we are on episode 10, so we've reached a little milestone in this series right now, and the progress we're making in this career mode is pretty good if you ask me. Now if you watched episode 9, you will know that we've got two really big games coming up. One is away against Coventry and the other one is away against Barnsley. These are going to be the last two games that will then lead us into the January transfer window where some very important manoeuvres will happen. Also, there was a request last episode for me to use my Scout a Future Star thing in the catalogue. I think what I might do, I definitely haven't forgotten about that, but what I might do is wait until the transfer window's open so I've got a clearer picture of my squad and then go from there and scout a future star maybe in February, something like that. So I think that's how we're going to roll right now. We are going to sim this first game against Coventry, see how we do, and then after that we're going to go and play the game against Barnsley. That is how I've decided to tackle these last two fixtures of December. So without further ado, let's get into this one against Coventry. Now they have proved a bit of a difficult team for us, a bit of a bogey team. We obviously had a home tie against them in the FA Cup. We drew, then they beat us at their place in the league. So, in the FA Cup replay. So, we've got a pretty strong lineup here. Grant and Taylor up front again. If Grant doesn't score this game or at least assist or something. Oh, well, there you go. Lanez, who, by the way, was commented last time that he's a really good player and some people looking to maybe buy them on their own career modes. He's put us 1-0 up within 3 minutes, so that is a good sign. And what I was saying about Grant was if he doesn't manage to have a good performance, we might have to bring Vettekele back in, who, as we know, has done very well. 56 minutes. Aribo's been sent off and Bakayoko gets the goal for Coventry, and that is 1-1. I wouldn't mind a point here. It wouldn't be the end of the world, in all honesty. It would be fine. Okay, so that is how it's ended. It's ended 1-1. Bakayoko again scored against us in real life, scored against us in at least one of the FA Cup games, and scores against us in the league as well. But, you know, away from home, a decent team like Coventry, 1 point is not so bad. Lanez with the goal for Charlton. So, going into this game against Barnsley, you can see that we are third, just as we were at the end of last episode. We are way ahead of Oxford, Luton and Wycombe points-wise, and we want to keep the momentum going. But Sunderland there, 2 points ahead of us, so I believe they must have lost their last game, and Scunthorpe still 3 points ahead of us. So yeah, it's going to be a difficult gap to close, but I think we can do it. It's not a whole lot of points in front of us, and yeah, what I really want for us is to cement ourselves in that top 2 and really make a little bit of a gap on third place against whoever we're going to kick out, Sunderland or Scunthorpe. I don't care who I knock out of there, I just want to get in those automatic spots and stay there. So let's get into this game against Barnsley. I'm looking forward to this one. I think this might be a difficult game. I think this is the first team that we've played twice to my memory as well. So yeah, we've played the home fixture, I believe, and we're also playing the away fixture. So Barnsley, decent opponent at their own place. Let's see what we can do. And by the way, just before we get into this, I've just had this pop up on the old emails tab. Nikia Jose has agreed to go to Everton Davina. I don't actually know where Everton Davina, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but I don't know where this team comes from. I might actually look that up just for peace of mind, but yeah, 520k in the bank. That is not bad and may enable us to bring in an extra player in the January transfer window. So yeah, that's good. Another Yao loan move rejected, but we are going to go into this Barnsley game now, so let's see how we do. Okay, so here we go, away at Barnsley, apparently at Ivy Lane. I think that's just one of the generic stadiums. We are walking out of the tunnels right now, and Barnsley in their red kit this time, Charlton in the white kit with the red and black stripes. I like the kit. I really wish the yellow one was on this game, but it's unfortunately not. The table pops up there. We know what we've got to do. We've got to get the 3 points. Barnsley, surprisingly though, are nowhere near, or definitely not in at least the top 10. So, maybe not as much of a difficult game in this career mode so far as it may be in real life, if you understand what I'm saying. But there's Lanez, pretty much been our star player lately. Taylor as well, getting a lot of goals this month especially. And yeah, I think that this is going to be a pretty good game and a pretty big game if we can get the 3 points. So the Barnsley lineup then, Davis in goal, Cavare at right back, I believe Lindsay and Jackson at centre back, Jackson the captain, Pinios The number 23, I believe, is the left back for them. Let me just check that I'm getting this formation correct. Yeah, it is. Dougal and Bird in the middle. Bird, I don't think, played last time. Potts and Moa on the left and right. Tiam and Woodrow up front. Decent lineup from Barnsley. Now over to Charlton. Number 1, Dylan Phillips in goal. We've made a couple of rotations here. Chris Solly at right back now instead of Deek Steele. Sarr and Pearce in the middle. Sarr comes in for Bauer. Fatigue is the main reason that I've changed any of these players. Page does get the nod at left back. Reeves sits in the middle with Forster-Caskey. Aribo is suspended. That disappeared a bit too quickly, but you saw the rest of the lineup. If you want to go back and double check it, you very well can do, but it is time to play this game against Barnsley. Let's see if we can get the win. Here comes Tiam, puts the cross in, away from Lewis Page, does manage to get his head on it. I know that it's been quite typical of Lewis Page to not get his head on crosses, but here comes Taylor on the counter-attack, and Vetterkelly, who is replacing the fatigued Tariq Fosu, is here. Oh, it's a great save. Are we going to get the rebound? Or they almost make a mess of it at the back, Barnsley, but they do get it away. And yeah, I very much noticed that Vetterkelly's slightly faster, I believe, than Tariq Fosu. But yeah, Vetterkelly unlucky maybe not to be getting the nod over Hearn Grant or Colin Grant for the last few games, but we are giving him a chance at left midfield, and maybe he can make that position his own should there be an injury or anything like that to Tariq Fosu. Oh, good through ball. Phillips comes out, commanding his box a bit better this game. Oh, very oddly powerful rollout. And Forster-Caskey might be able to switch this over to Vetterkelly. Lots of space on this left for us for Vetterkelly. Oh, he tries. Oh, it's worked somehow. Is he going to get the shot off? It's Igor Vetterkelly. Wait, is that? Oh, it's offside. There was a block on it. It fell to Taylor, and Taylor was in an offside position. Very unfortunate here. I actually want to see the replay. Took a touch in. Bang. Yeah, it hit the foot of the number 18, I believe, and allowed Taylor way offside there. Page. Oh, Page gives it straight to Woodrow. And no real need to make such an inaccurate pass there. And Woodrow coming forward now, tries to switch the play. Chris Solly wins the header nicely. And here we go. Let's get a counter-attack. Ben Reeves over here to Lanez. Lanez is going to run forward with the ball. He's going to cut it inside to Taylor. Got a nice couple of runners here. And Forster-Caskey nicely timed to Igor Vetterkelly. Vetterkelly with the finesse shot. Oh, it hits the post. Oh, Vetterkelly just cut inside. Had lots of time and didn't quite manage to get it inside the post, but that was our best chance of the game. Alright, so that's half time. Colin Grant very quiet in that first half, and we do have Jamie Ward and Billy Clark sitting on the bench, so I'm looking towards maybe making that kind of substitution soon. Because the score is currently 0-0, it's been quite quiet. That Vetterkelly chance, obviously the best chance we've had so far, but definitely things need to liven up in this second half so we can try and take all 3 points here at Barnsley. And look at that, Scunthorpe beating Wickham and Sunderland beating Shrewsbury there, so we definitely need to grab a goal because they are heading for wins. Oh, Potts has beaten his man, and now Naby Sarr is going to have to do 2 men's jobs here. Naby Sarr comes in, he doesn't manage to mark Woodrow efficiently. Tiam, lots of space, hits the post, gets the rebound. He played a 1-2 off the post there and then headed it back onto the bar, but this time it fell on the underside of the bar and went in to put Barnsley 1-0 up, and that is completely against the run of play, it has to be said. I actually think that's probably their first shot of the entire game, and yeah, a little bit overpowered that. In terms of the finish, I mean, it was a really horrendous finish, but then the fact that he got the rebound, I don't know, we'll call it a stroke of bad luck. I still believe we can score in this game, yeah, but that is very unfortunate. Oh, well claimed by Lewis Page there, and he's been so much more of a dominating force in the air this game. Here comes Lyle Taylor, he's going to knock this through to the on-running Forster-Caskey. Oh, Forster-Caskey loses it, but they get it away. We've got a throw on high up the pitch here. 60 minutes played and a substitution now about to be made for Charlton. As you can see, Hearn Grant. Oh, it's actually showing us the Barnsley sub first. Hedges comes on for Potts, and for us it is Billy Clark who comes on for Colin Grant, who's had a very quiet game. Chris Solly's going to take this throw now. Can we make something of this? Lanez here to Ben Reeves. Poor touch again from Reeves. He started off the game really well, but he's had a few of those. Forster-Caskey with the shot now. Oh, and it hit our own player in Vetterkelly, but we've still got the ball. And we've still got the ball. It's Lewis Page. Now it's Forster-Caskey. Forster-Caskey down to Vetterkelly. Oh, I don't know which pass to make here. Here we go. That's a nice one. Oh, he took the touch the wrong way there. Maybe I should have taken the touch to the left, and maybe I could have got a shot off there. But as it stands, we're still coming forward with the ball. That's nice. We've worked this through to Vetterkelly. Vetterkelly's going to keep the ball. He's going to knock it into the path of Lanez. Lanez to Clark. It's going to be Taylor. Taylor, shoot! Oh, he's hit the bar now. We've hit the post and the bar in this game, and I don't know why he rattled that so much. It was meant to be a slightly more of a placed shot. And Lyle Taylor and Vetterkelly have both come very close for us now, and we're running out of time here. Naby Sarr plays the ball forward to Clark. Clark to Taylor. And that's a beautifully timed. We have to get the finish here. It's Lanez. Oh, and we've hit the post for a third time in this game. This is ridiculous now. Solly knocks it out here. Back to Lanez, I believe. And what's Lanez going to do? Put a cross in, I hope. And, oh, can't win it in the air. I cannot believe how unlucky we've been this game. And we've given the ball away there. Only 9 minutes left of the game now. And we need to grab a goal to even get a point here, which is not ideal. Lyle Taylor over here to Chris Solly. Chris Solly with the pass back inside. It's going to be Lanez in the box now. Still Lanez. Lanez, shoot! Oh, I don't know how that's gone in, but it has gone in. We've equalised in the 91st minute, and at least we're taking a point here. And of all the chances I've had, that was the most bizarre goal. It was almost as bizarre as Barnsley's goal with the 1-2 with the post situation. I actually want to see a replay here. Lanez, we finally scored with him. Did he come off the post or off the keeper? I have no idea. Let's have a look at this from this angle. Bang, struck it with his laces, came off of the keeper's hand and back towards the goal. So it was the sheer power that put that in the back of the net from Lanez. And there's our manager sprite. He's loving the equaliser in the last minute. 5 goals now for Lanez, and that's the first one, like I said, that we've actually scored whilst playing with him. But at least we're taking a point here now, as long as we don't concede again. And there is the full-time whistle, so we're definitely not conceding again. Okay, it's not the ideal result, but at least we had the character to pull it away from 0 points to 1 point. So Lanez again showing why he is a really good sign and showing us why he may be a contender for player of the month. We'll get into that a little bit later. We'll have a look at our player ratings now. We take a point at Coventry, we take a point at Barnsley. Not entirely ideal. 2 points out of 6, that's how I'm viewing it. That's how Charlton need to be viewing it in this league. But certainly not the worst result because they are 2 difficult away fixtures. So Diego Lanez with another man of the match performance there. He gets an 8.6. Vetterkelly, for me, he played really well. Reeves also played quite well, especially in the beginning portion of the game, but he kind of faded away towards the end of the game for me. Grant, the substituted player, gets a 6.4. Forster-Caskey did well. Our back four did very well as well, and Billy Clark was very quiet when he came on for Carl and Grant. Lyle Taylor had another solid game, so again, we performed alright. We just didn't manage to take the 3 points. So full-time results, Sunderland and Scunthorpe did both get the win. Scunthorpe beating Wickham 2-1 and Sunderland beating Shrewsbury 1-0. So that is really frustrating, but we are certainly going to have some slightly easier games as we get into January. On the first there, we do have, I believe that is going to be a home fixture against Walsall. We are probably going to be able to rotate and Aribo will be back for us and stuff like that. So a couple of positives going into that game. And also, of course, the most important thing, and for me, one of the most exciting things about any career mode series is going to be the transfer window. So lots and lots of suggestions we've had over the last sort of 10 episodes. Lots of things that I've got in mind as well. And this is going to be a really exciting time to begin the January transfer shenanigans. Let's get into that. So an update on our youth squad at the moment, and Chizu, if you remember, he was a very, very versatile player. You can't actually see on this particular screen what his additional positions are, but it turns out that his primary position is a left midfield, or his left midfield, which is quite good. He's technically gifted, so he's got that about him, and his overall, his potential, is up towards 89. He's also an overall 64, which is actually a very, very usable rating for us at the moment. So I might actually just promote him straight away, Chizu. Or Chizu, I don't know if you say it Zoo or Zhu, but we're going to maybe go with Zhu, I don't know. But anyway, we're going to promote this guy to our senior team because 64 rating for a 17-year-old is very good, and the sooner we can start getting some sort of some training drills into him, the better. Anyway, Liang Mao, 15 years old, so we can't actually promote him to the senior squad yet. When we can, we will, because we are lacking goalkeepers hugely. He's a 49 overall, so not certainly nothing spectacular. His overall is somewhere between 65 and 83, so you know, for Charlton in the next 2 leagues, you know, for the next 2 seasons in League One, potentially the Championship next season if we do get promoted, he will be a very usable player and a player that we can grow and maybe get some transfer money for in the future. I don't know. Either way, we can't get him yet, but we will keep our eye on Liang Mao. So transfer news as we enter the 1st of January. Nicky Ajose has left the club. That puts about 500k into our bank, which, like I've said before, is going to give us some money to maybe free up some funds for some incoming transfers. That'll be really good. Player loan expiring then, Jamie Ward's loan deal. He was a very, very useful player. We could play him out wide, we could play him up front. We didn't use him a whole lot, but we certainly were made to feel a little bit easier by the fact that he was there and in the squad, and we know that if we got injuries, if we got tiredness, if we got suspensions, he was there. We no longer have that, so maybe that's an area, sort of midfield, striker, that is maybe an area we need to look at in this transfer window. We certainly are going to be improved by that youth player we just promoted from the youth squad. but we still probably need to look at that area. I'll have a proper like sort of analysis of the areas that we need to look at shortly, but for now, that's something to bear in mind. And yeah, the transfer market, as you can see here, is now open. So just before we have this game against Walsall then, I just had a look at Zhu, the new player we got in from the youth academy. So his other positions are central midfield and right midfield, so he can basically play anywhere along the midfield line. He's got 2-star weak foot, which is not great, but he's got 3-star skill moves, which is, you know, average. Nothing special, no traits, but he's a good rating for a 17-year-old, really good rating for a 17-year-old for a club like us. So he gets straight on the bench for this game. We are going to play Reeves on the right, Fossil on the left, and we'll get into this game now against Walsall and see how we do before we start looking at the January transfer situation. So a really important game to win. I feel like we're going to have this in the bag if we sim it. We have got Maskell in at left back, we've brought Bauer back in, we've brought Deekstill back in, we've brought Fosu and Aribo back in as well. Reeves starts on the right because Lannis has played a lot of football for us lately and he is feeling the fatigue. Taylor and Grant again get the nod up front. And it is 0-0 going into half an hour of this game. Another red card for Aribo. What is going on with this guy's disciplinary? That is really shameful. And actually, there's been no goal so far, which is slightly alarming. Oh, Gordon actually puts Walsall 1-0 up. That could be really bad. And this could be a bit of bad form for us around the Christmas period. And it is a red card for Joe Aribo. And a goal for Gordon and a loss at the Valley against a team that aren't necessarily, you know, that great in League One, certainly on the game. But yeah, that is another loss that we're going to have to deal with. And, well, we are in a little bit of bad form again now. No winning 3, maybe even more than that. And we definitely are being cut adrift from, look, Scunthorpe now on 55 points. Still in touching distance of Sunderland, I reckon. But yeah, Scunthorpe are running away with this league at the moment. That was a really poor result for us. Alright, so luckily things are in our hands. So we can rectify this bad form, potentially with some incoming transfers. So one of the positions that I think you lot will agree with that is more or less an emergency for us to sign somebody permanently is goalkeeper. Now, we've got this guy who we've identified from AZ Alkmaar, Rodi de Boer, or de Boer, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I'm going to go with de Boer for now. Either way, he's a 21-year-old, 68 rated goalkeeper. He is probably going to be, you know, not too expensive, but he is young and we can grow him over the next couple of seasons. I don't know what his overall potential is in career mode, but I've identified him, I like his rating, I like his age, I just like the idea of signing him basically. So we're going to try and sign him. I'll let you know how it goes. His value is £975,000, so this could be a real bargain for us if we can pull it off. So unfortunately, if I approach to buy him, this guy can't leave because the club has recently acquired him, which means I'm going to have to do a little bit more research in the goalkeeping department. That is unfortunate, but we'll keep our eye on de Boer for now. Maybe we can sign him in the summer, and maybe we'll just sort of deal with the Jed Steer and the youth goalkeeper situation that we've got going now. Phillips is definitely a good enough goalkeeper in this league, so you know we can sort of leave it another 6 months until the summer transfer window, and then try and sign this guy. And yeah, I think that's what we're going to have to do. So we're going to have to go and concentrate on another position now. All right, so left back is definitely a position that we need to improve because the situation at the moment, when Lewis Page is fatigued, we are dropping from a 67, 68 rating in Lewis Page all the way down to a 54 rating in Jamie Maskell. I think Maskell's a bit better than that, but you know, that's what the game's given him, and that's the situation that we are faced with. So if you have a look here, Tyler Blackett, we can sign him. This obviously means that we wouldn't be able to get him until next season, but I still think that next season in the Championship, Tyler Blackett would be a good backup left back. He's 24 years old, so he could maybe, you know, get up to a 69 by the end of the season, maybe towards a 70. I'm not sure if he gets game time. But either way, I think it is going to be worth our time to sign this guy. And then we might also loan in a left back so that we, you know, a short-term loan until the end of the season in League One. We've obviously got a lot of left backs shortlisted here, so I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to try and sign Blackett and then look at loaning in another left back. Alright guys, so that tick next to Tyler Blackett means we had some successful negotiations with him. He is going to be on about £9 grand a week for us, and he is going to be coming in next season, 24 years old, 68 rated, a good squad player to have, definitely an area as well that we need to improve on, and he is also versatile. He can play centre back as well, which is really good for us, and for, you know, for a free transfer, that is a really worthwhile thing to have done. So now we need to identify a left back that we want to get in short term for the next 6 months in League One. So let's have a look at that. And we're back in the transfer hub with loads more left backs from our scout identified. So here we go. Josh Earl. He can play left back, left mid and striker. 20 years old. Can we loan him? No, we can't. His contract length is too short apparently, which is weird because why would it not then let me then sign him? I don't know. Either way, he is a no-go. What about this guy? Left back, left wing back, right back and right wing back. Kane Vincent Young of Colchester United. Can we loan this guy? No, we can't. It's the contract problem again. Honestly, why are there so many difficulties with signing a left back here? What about this guy? Spoiler, 23 years old? No, the contract length is too short again. This is so difficult. What about this guy? Rico Henry. Let's try him. No, we can't do him. This is crazy. What about Jada Silva? No, the club aren't interested in loaning him out. I cannot believe this, guys. I cannot believe the difficulty we're having. How about this guy, Miles Kenlock? Can we loan him? No, we can't. All right, I think that we need to scrap the loan idea for a left back because I feel like no left backs on the entire game are going to be loanable. We can't cancel Tyler Blackett's incoming transfer. Maybe we'll just have to survive with Maskell for a little while and look at another position. But this is such a frustrating situation and there's nothing I can do right now. I could keep looking for left backs and keep shortlisting loads more players, but I feel like it's just not happening. And in my gut, I feel like we need to move on from this situation. So yeah, I'm going to try and look for another for another left back one more time. And then if not, we'll move on from this whole attempt of trying to sign one. And maybe we'll look at just sticking with Maskell for the rest of the season behind Lewis Page. Right guys, I think I may have decided what I'm going to do with our transfer budget. So it's quite small, our transfer budget. Let's be honest, this is probably one decent player's worth of money right now. 1.5 million with about £15,000 worth of wages. We could obviously change this and alter this a little bit, but ultimately that's roughly how much money we've got. So if we go over here to the transfer hub, I think, or in fact, you know what? Let's go to the squad first because I'm going to sort of talk you through my thought process here. So we've got a couple of strikers that we know are going to be, you know, usable in the Championship. That's Grant. And that is, where is he? He's Vetterkelly. So a 70 rated striker in the Championship, that's decent. Grant will probably be around about a 70 by the time we get to the Championship if we get promoted this season. Taylor will probably be our backup at that point because his rating's not really going up, let's put it that way. Clark, we will listen to transfer offers for him, but we also are open to keeping him as like a fourth choice striker. Obviously, Warder's gone now, and obviously Hackett Fairchild is quite low rated and he's on loan. So that is an area where now Ward's gone, we may need a little bit of improvement on, because if, say, two of our strikers got injured, we could be a little bit screwed. We might have to change formation and that kind of stuff. Now, also, left back, we've got Maskell, who, let's be honest, isn't good enough for this level on FIFA at the moment. Page is our only left back and Blackett is coming in. However, I would say a winger is as well another position, where we could do with a little bit more depth, despite the fact that we've signed Lades and despite the fact that we've also got this Zhu guy in. So, with that being said, I have identified a transfer target that could literally tick all of those boxes that we sort of need. So let's have a look. So this guy here, Josh Earl from Preston North End, can play left back, left midfield and striker. He's also 20 years old, which means a lot of potential. So let's try and actually buy this guy permanently, and I would imagine Preston will ask a little bit more than 1.1 million for him, in which case that will pretty much use up our entire transfer budget. So let's go into transfer negotiations for this guy right now and see if we can pull it off. Wow, okay, so you can see there that Preston's rep has said, okay, you have a deal for the player. Now, I initially offered 1 million thinking this is a good starting point, maybe we'll be able to get him for like 1.5. They actually just straight up accepted the 1 million offer. He initially wanted a 3%, so really small sell-on fee. I countered with removing that, and that was successful. So we just got him straight up for £1 million, and that is a really good signing for me. So let's try and negotiate his wages and get him in the club. So we've managed to get him as an important player in the squad. That's his squad role there. Contract length, we've got him for 4 years. Now he's asking for £3 grand, £26,500 as a signing bonus, and 5 appearances. After 5 appearances, he wants 14k. So we're going to try and get rid of the bonus and see if we can just get away with that. Can we do it? He wants to up his weekly wage to 3.1. That's fine with me. I don't mind that. We'll accept that. And that, guys, is our first and maybe last signing of the transfer window. So where is this guy? He's somewhere down here. Where is he? Brain fart. He's in sent offers because we just already arranged him. So he's in the squad now, Josh Hill. So there we go. A nice player, 68 rated, very, very appropriate for our sort of first team rating at the moment. Not too much on the transfer funds. We may be able, guys, to squeeze one more transfer for a very cheap, probably kind of backup player in the next episode. So guys, I just have to say before I end the episode that I am recording the next episode literally straight after this one, so any comments and transfer suggestions that you make on this episode won't actually be heard until after the next episode. I hope that makes sense. But guys, thank you. I think it was maybe a slightly longer episode today, but yeah, cheers for watching. Make sure you tune in to episode 11 of the Charlton career mode as we try and turn some bad form around and maybe get one more player into Charlton Athletic Football Club in the January transfer window. Cheers guys, I'll see you next time, and sweet.